Hi everybody. Today I'm going to show you all about duplicates in Excel. Well, as far as I know. So I might have said this in other videos, but first of all, what are the default options in Excel for duplicates? So first of all, there's in the data tab, there's remove duplicates. What does that do? If you want to just get rid of it without checking what it's getting rid of, then our data has headers. Which columns do we want to know are duplicates? Meaning, let's say, because we have every single thing in column C is a duplicate of something, right? Cola is a duplicate of cola, raspberry duplicate of raspberry, so on and so forth. So if you only said parent, then we would only get the first 5 or 6, whatever it is, right? So I think it's 5. I don't know, it doesn't matter. But if you only wanted to get rid of, and if you did company, we would get rid of everything except for 1AB, 1A, 1B, 1C. If we did product, then we would get rid of nothing. The trick is to mix them up together. We don't want to get rid of duplicates. What if we don't want to get rid of duplicates? Cancel. What if we want to track them? So that makes you think, if I want to track the duplicates, then the easy way would be conditional formatting. So highlight cell rules to highlight it, and text that contains or duplicate, just right there, set up default duplicate. So if I just do format cells, and let's say I do light red fill, okay. But where is it doing that? It's only doing that in our selection, which is B. So I would have to go manage that rule, applies to B8, and change that to there. What if I did that? Well, that still doesn't really help us because it's doing it in 2 dimensions. It's A is a duplicate of these A's, B's of these B's, but it's not just doing duplicates of these to each other down this column. It's these are duplicate. This is not helpful usually. So we're going to clear rules from entire sheet, from entire sheet. Okay. There's another option there called highlight cells that contains. Then you would write in what you want. It would be one duplicate thing, and it still is in 2 directions, so that's not helpful either. So the next option is a formula. So if we type anything in here, it's going to extend our table over. So let's not put in gibberish, and it should carry over our table design. I'm not sure why it's not. I'll put in something here and click refresh. That's weird. I don't know why it's not pulling in the. If we go like this and tell it only formatting, then it does that. But that's besides tables. That works all the time. Anyways, what is our actual formula? So the formula you could use. I don't think sum ifs will work because sum ifs is going to sum. I'm not going to explain why sum ifs is not going to work. I'm going to tell you which one does work. Sum product works. How does sum product work? So in this video, unlike other videos where I use this formula, I'm actually going to explain to you how this works. So normally, sum product's use is for 2 arrays of numbers, 2 lists of numbers, vertically or horizontally, but they both have to be of equal length. They don't have to be of the same place, as long as they're of equal length. And I think if they're perpendicular to each other, I forget. I don't know whether it's going to get confused at which direction to do it, but it basically multiplies the first by the first, second by the second, third by the third, and so on, and then adds up all the products. That's why it's called sum product. And that's the easy or general, I guess, primary use of it. Maybe I don't know if primary is the right word, but you could also use it for other things like, well, like right now for duplicate tracking. So whenever you put a logical formula, not in a regular array formula, you have to give it its own parentheses. And to multiply the different arrays, you put either a comma or a asterisk. If you put a plus sign, it will, instead of multiplying it, it will add. And I'll show you how that's important in a second. So first, let's go into our first array. Our first array is going to check, is it a duplicate in our company? So, yeah, one thing at a time. So company, if this cell is equal to anything else in here. So if I just did that, I would get, it gives you a numerical value. I thought I had to multiply it by 1 to give us a numerical, but it looks like it converts the true false to numerical by itself. Maybe actually it doesn't, because I didn't, maybe see, it should give us a 1, not a 0. So if I put in times 1 right here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I was right about that actually. You have to give it a times 1. If you multiply two arrays, even if they're both logical, it will still, I think it will convert it to a numerical. So you see A has 6, there's 6 A's and there's 9 B's and 6 C's. That's why you get those numbers. But how does that help us? Because we didn't finish, we have to put more. So now in our second array, we're going to ask it how many parents. Right? We're going to say parent equals, wait, I'm trying to think, is this, how do I do this? Yes. Parent equals parent. You could also do Control Shift down. And now we see that cola is equal to is A of cola and A of cola. That's 2. A of raspberry. A doesn't, only companies which make that actual parent. So A makes cola. So yes, A cola and their sub of cola. Raspberry makes raspberry, and they have B of raspberry. 3, the only one that has 3 is lemon lime, B of lemon lime, because B makes lemon lime, they make B lemon shock and B lemon lime. That's those 2, 1, 2, 3s. So that's how you track duplicates. Normally you wouldn't use this in this example, you would use it in an example of, like, say, sales representatives of a company, of trying to track if there's a duplicate sale. You would see if both the sales rep and the amount they sold and what they sold is duplicate. And you would also probably want to check if the data is a duplicate. If the data is not a duplicate, then there might be 2 different sales. So that's the asterisk is asking, and is the company equal to any other company, and is this item equal to any other item. That's how you see if there's a duplicate. But how do I know which one's the first one? Because I don't want to delete all of them. I wanted to delete all the duplicates, but only the second ones, only the ones after the first. So that's where you would change this from the whole column to the top of the column, B2, and make that up. By putting F4. For some reason, my computer, I have to use FN F4. I used to not have to do FN F4. And it looks like doesn't really matter whether you put the array before the logical correspondent. It doesn't really matter. Oh, I forgot to tell it through B2. And that way, it's the reference that it's checking against the array is going to grow as I go down. So the first one is not going to see anything else. It's only going to see itself. And so the same for this one. It's going to be, I don't want to get rid of that parentheses. It's going to be B2 highlight, hold on the B2 and through B2. And now I get zeros. Why did I get zeros? Because I should get a 1 over here. Why am I not getting a 1? Because I did B, not, yeah, I was supposed to do C. So you have to catch yourself in these situations. C. And now it works again. But it's still giving us a 1, and here too. I don't want a 1. I want a 0 or nothing. Minus 1. And now we have only ones. Anything greater than 0 means it is a duplicate of something before it. That works for that. Now, what if the next level of complication is what happens if I didn't order my my table with the parent always first? Like here, I have a parent after, but luckily the child of the actual sub is after the parent. So the example I'm talking about is not actually going to work over here. What if I scramble them? How would I scramble them? I would sort them A to Z, but I already sorted this that way, so that's not going to work. Let's do A to Z that way, and now, and well, I'm trying to set it up so that it will. It looks like all of the items are all the parents are before. So now, the example that I'm talking about is if the parent is after in the table after the child, then but what if you wanted to reserve the 0 spot for the parent? In this case, that's not going to work. And the reason why we'd want that is for this table here. You see, I managed to get the parent before. It's in instance 0, and the A cola is in instance 1. So we don't even have to use a pivot table. The pivot table is just visualizing what we want to achieve with the result that we're going to do over here in a second. So how do we do that? So this counts for us with base 0. If I take away the -1, it's going to be base 1, right? So if I say, I have to make an if statement here then. If, and this is in a video that I already deleted because it was too long. So this is just going to be about the duplicate tracking. This is also going to be a long video probably, but fine. If the parent, sorry, if product is the parent, meaning if this is the parent, then I'm reserving 0. But actually we're using base 1, so 1. If not, then count, but reserve. So this is going to give me a 1 for a 2 for the next item. But I want to reserve, if the child is before the parent, I want to reserve, I don't want this to be 1. I want this to be the 2 plus count ifs. Now we're going to count if there are any items. We're going to count first range is this range. If anything in product is equal to this, not just after anywhere, because you got the parent. Range 2 is the company range, because I don't want it only cares about the parent of it. It only cares about a parent that it makes, that company makes. Parent company equals company. Close parentheses. And there's a form. I forgot to close the if statement. So then what does that do? So what does A makes cola, right? A cola is 1 here. A cola, the actual A cola, the sub is a 2, even though it came first, because it counts. I'm actually going to show you the evaluate formula. This is going to be the last thing of the video. So if you got it from it, if you just want to copy my formulas, go ahead. But if you actually want to know the mechanics, I'm going to show you the evaluate formula. So if the product is, if it is, so it's not, so it's false, it's not going to give me a 1. how does it give me a 2? So sum product is how many companies equal this company. I get, oh, from above, so it's only 2. So 2 trues times how many parents equal that? Only 1. So I get a 1. But why do I get a 2 here instead of a 1? So that evaluates to a 1. Not available because it's false, so I don't get not available. I get a 1 plus how many product is equal to our parent, meaning are there any parents in anywhere in the list? And how many companies are equal to our company? Get a 1 because it found this cola is equal to this parent, and this is the A. Plus 1 equals 2, and 2, and close. Hopefully you got that. And now that concludes our explanation of duplicate tracking, deletion, and indexing while reserving a spot for primary. Please like and subscribe.